Hello! It's been a while, especially with videos like this. If you're new to this channel, I used to make character reviews and I just stopped making them because I just really didn't feel like it. Or, I lost all motivation. But Natlan is like 2 weeks away, and the last character for this region, Fontaine region, has been released. So I thought, it wouldn't hurt to just review the characters that were released during the Fontaine region, really. Now, I won't be getting into the kits because because there's no time for those. I don't have the time for those. Alright, I'll just get straight into my opinions and thoughts of the characters for this region. So let's start. Lini, Pyro DPS with a charge attack mechanic and an elemental skill. I don't know how to call it, but it's a stack. You stack up and then you press the skill, deals damage, cha-cha. I just don't really think I want to go for another Pyro DPS right now because I already have a few of them and I'm pretty satisfied with what I have. It doesn't really help that Lini's male, Lini's boy, a husbando, if you will, and I just really don't care for most of the male characters, really. I don't hate them. I'm just not interested in pulling for them. I don't think Lini is pretty bad. I don't think he's bad, but I'm not really interested for another Pyro character. So yeah, not much to say about Lini. I guess in the lore, we're gonna meet him soon again. I don't know. Not really much to say about Lini. Next up is Lynette. Lini's younger sister, I think. I did use her a lot. Mainly because she has the Uxia. I think they're called Uxia. The Uxia mechanic. The Uxia Numa mechanic, where there are some mechanics in Fontaine requires those two things. The Uxia and Numa, and Lynette has Uxia, uses the Uxia thing. I don't know what it's called. I forgot what they're called. They do have a name. Anyway, I did use Lynette for a fair bit, and I don't know. It feels like she's Sayu without the healing. Yeah, she taunts too. So Lynette taunts, not Sayu. But I don't know. It's been a long time since I last used her. So if you, again, I guess I don't really have much to say. I don't really think I'm interested with Lynette's kit. As a character, she's pretty cool. She's cute too, so there's that. But as her gameplay, I don't really have much to say about that. Let's just move on. Feminette. I think it's Femine, pronounced Femine, right? Femine is... I do have him, but I put him in a backlog because I think his kit is pretty interesting. You charge up his elemental skill and then it turns into a physical attack. But, based on my limited experience with him, I think he's interesting. Not to mention he works well with Mika, who's supposed to be a physical support, but somehow apparently he's not really optimal with the 5-star physical unit we have, which is Eula. Now, Femine as a character, he's interesting. Yeah, he's very interesting. I like his robot friend. I do like his toys. The toys he made in that one event. You still remember that one event where he made toys? But all in all, I don't really have much of an opinion on Femine really. Maybe when I do play him, and then try to grind for his friendship 10, then maybe I do have a final opinion on him. But that won't be uploaded in a video. Well, regardless, Feminette will be in a backlog for the time being until I found a suitable team for him. New villain. One of the strongest characters in the game. Actually, I'll rephrase it into the strongest character in the game right now. Like, Neuvillette pretty much beats a lot of the DPSs we have in the game due to the fact that his gameplay is particularly brain dead. Like, all the rotation of his gameplay is like press E, team rotation, and then press Alt, and then just charge attack. That's it. That's how stupidly broken Neuvillette is. And that's the thing. Because I pulled Neuvillette is my second character. It's my second character to ever be pulled via their rerun banner instead of their release banner. Yeah, I wasn't really too fond on Neuvillette early on. I just thought, I'm not really interested. But the main reason why I pulled for Neuvillette is because I needed a dedicated Hydro DPS. And I did not have Ayato. Wait, I think Yelan is a sub DPS though. But for Ayato, I just didn't have Ayato. And I don't know any other Hydro DPS we had. Oh, Nilo is a Hydro DPS, but she's not really a Hydro DPS. She's more of a Bloom DPS, if anything. So I pulled for Neuvillette, and I'm glad I pulled for Neuvillette because I don't think I'm going to be pulling for another Hydro character. Yeah, maybe just maybe. I think I still have some spare how do you say this, spare catalysts. And if you don't know who I'm talking about the next Hydro character coming in Natlan. But let's just wait and see. Okay, let's just hold on. For now, I'll just stick with Neuvillette. Next up is Ryotsley. Ryotsley. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Ryotsley. And great, another cryo DPS. God damn it, man. Oh. Look, add to the fact that I have way too many cryo DPS, and then Ryotsley is a husbando mostly. And then, yeah, that's it. well, I don't really think I'm interested. It's really simple, really. I'm not interested with Ryotsley. Ryotsley's pretty. Ryotsley's fine as a character. I wish he had more screen time, but overall, I just really don't have much to say about Ryotsley. If you do have him, good on you. But I don't really think I'm gonna be pulling for him for any time soon. Yeah, let's just move on to the next, because the next character is gonna be a fan favorite. I'm the fan. Now, Furina is, well, I like her. I love her. I love her in everything. In her character, in her gameplay, in her exploration. Her exploration, I think, is an underrated aspect. I guess if you've been watching this channel for a while, you've probably seen the I wailed for Furina video, where I didn't really wail like spend money wail. It's more like I spent 200 pulls. I know that I used up 200 pulls. I didn't spend any money. Alright, I just saved up so much because I didn't really pull for anyone in Sumeru. And yeah, I'm glad I got her because she's a really good character. No, a great character even. And I can't believe I'm gonna be saying this, but she kind of power creep Mona to a certain extent. Like, stronger in every other thing. In fact, she's really strong. I managed to get her signature weapon. Yeah. And I do like seeing her deal like 60k damage per elemental skill hit. But that's not only on the gameplay too. On the lore, she's one of the best characters in the game. Like, her story was amazing. The Fontaine story is amazing overall. Like if you're gonna ask someone like what's the best Genshin, what's the best region with the best Archon quest, they would try to argue it's either Fontaine or Sumeru, and I think it's Fontaine. Especially it's mainly because Furina was written very well. In fact, she's written so well, I almost cried. I almost cried at the reveal of her being human. And yeah, speaking of that, I really wish she does have interactions with the other Archon, at least in her voice line. But that was given to Nicolette instead of Farina, which kind of sucks, but well, I suppose that's kind of lore accurate, I guess. But yeah, Farina, I like her, she's S tier, etc. How about we move on to the next character? Charlotte. It feels like Leona was split into two units, like in two different regions. You have the shielding, which is Layla's thing, and Layla was pretty good. I don't think she was necessarily broken though, but pretty good. But for Charlotte, on the other hand, she pretty much she's pretty amazing. You know, I don't know how much players use Charlotte, but on free teams with Farina, Charlotte is a must-have. I've been running her with Ayaka with an Ayaka free team, and oh my god, her burst healing is pretty convenient. And then her skill, while it might not do much, what I did find out that nobody seems to be running her with the tenacity artifact set, which I guess okay, sure. I guess it's not that reliable or efficient, but I prefer to use that instead of the noblesse oblige artifact set. Yeah. Charlotte is pretty great. She's a pretty great character. I would recommend using her if you need a healer besides Diona. Like Diona's 200 EM is pretty useful, but her healing isn't really great for Farina teams. So Charlotte is a must-have for freeze teams with Farina specifically. Yeah, it's mostly for Farina really. Yeah, Charlotte, great character. Let's move to the next. Next up in the list is Navia. Navia is probably most absolutely my second favorite character in the Fontaine region. I think she's also decently written. Like, she had the biggest ups and downs in the entire story, and her arc was finished. But she does play a major role in the region. Like, she has an entire clan, faction. She's carrying a lot of burden, really, but instead Navia tries to stay positive and upbeat about it, and I like her for that. And in gameplay, I remember when she was S tier for a while. Although she's Geo DPS, she doesn't really break the Geo mold of having a terrible reaction, but she does utilize the reaction, but she doesn't really need EM. What I'm talking about is that you make elemental reaction, and then you collect crystallize, etc. You know, if you have Navia, you should know how she works, and yeah, that's why she's strong, because you usually need another Geo. Her kit is pretty simple, really. You need someone with great elemental application, that isn't Dendro, Animo, or Geo, and you usually need another Geo. But there's not much options besides Zhongli, and even then, his skill isn't really too reliable. And I know Chlorinde and Albedo exist, but we'll get to them later. But for Navia, you don't need another Geo unit. It's not too optimal to not have another Geo unit, but it's fine. Alright, you just need a reliable elemental applicators like Farina, Xiangling, what have yous. And that's why I do like Navia, because she's also strong in gameplay. It's just that she still doesn't break the Geo mold, which sucks. Chevrus, I think. Oops, I don't know how to pronounce her name. It sucks. Well, I don't really care. Chevrus, Chevry, whatever. I think it's supposed to be another Bennett side grade, I guess, if you want to call it like that. Bennett is still too reliable with his ult, but especially since Chevrus can only work in overloaded teams, and if there's any other non-Electro or Pyro on a team, well, GG, you cannot use Chevrus at all at her fullest potential. Which, damn, Okay, sure. But I don't think Cerberus is terrible. I don't think she's bad. She's just very limited in terms of her kit. On character and design though, she's pretty good. I like her design. I can't believe though, like she looks like a lolly. She looks like a lolly if you show her to a non-Genshin fan. Like she looks like someone who uses the lolly model. Specifically the ones you see in HSR like Clara and Sparkle. But yeah, it's honestly her design seems wasted on a medium girl model. But all in all, Cerberus is pretty good. I don't think she's outstanding, and I don't think she will replace Bennett. But I don't really think that's necessarily an issue, really. You know, for overloaded teams, that's pretty decent. I did run her with gaming, and you know what? Let's get to that. Let's get to that later then. So for now, let's move on to the next character. Next up is Xian Yun. Xian Yun, the goose mom. Wait, is she a goose mom or is she a swan mom? I think she's a swan. Oops, I feel like I am being charged by all the Xian Yun lovers, havers right now, and going to be put in a cross and hanged. Okay, enough jokes. Xian Yun seems to be trying to be a Xiao and Gaming support, and to that she makes her an incredibly niche team, niche unit, niche character, because there's not much characters that fully utilizes the plunging game. Like there's only two, and that's Gaming and Xiao. There's only two. You could argue that Diluc could be a plunging character, but I don't know. I don't think I'd use Diluc for the plunging gameplay. But for Xian Yun in general, not much. I don't really think I paid too much attention. I'm sure she is really good in exploration, but I just don't have much to say really. Xian Yun is fine. I don't think she's outstanding, but I don't think I'd ever pull for her, at least for now. Next up is Gaming. Yes, I did mention earlier that I did use him with Cerberus, and that's okay. Yeah. So I think I pulled her during I used Gaming with Raiden. Wait, I just remembered now. Okay. So I need to correct my mistake with Neuvillette. So I did pull for Neuvillette in his rerun brother, but Neuvillette is my third character to get in the rerun. My second actually is the Raiden Shogun, and I fumbled that hard, huh? Anyway, yes, I pulled Gaming and I put him in the Cerberus team. Naturally, I put him with Raiden because I was also grinding her friendship team. I think it's a pretty decent team. It's mainly because I also run with Bennett, and Gaming is a pretty good character. He deals a lot of damage when the time is right, when the kit is right. Like at some point he dealt 50k damage, but that's mainly because he was running on the Fontaine domain, where health draining can provide benefits. But running, I think he would be more optimal in vaporized teams, but in overload teams, pretty decent, especially since he could attract the how do you say this, the staggered enemy, the enemies that got knocked back due to the overload mechanic. Overall, Gaming is a pretty decent character. Naturally I wouldn't say he was bad, but I did have fun running Gaming on a team. Really, overall, Gaming is pretty good. I don't really have much to say. Gaming's plunging game is pretty good, and he didn't really disappoint, even for a 4-star. Yeah. Okay. Let's just move on to the next character. Chiori. How do you pronounce it? I just pronounce her as Chiori. I think that's the way they pronounce her name. Chiori is actually the first character that directly power creeps someone, and that would be Albedo, which Kinda strange for Hoyoverse to do, but hey, it is what it is. Hiyori is... I don't really have much to say about Hiyori. I don't know what team I ran her with. I think it was... I have no idea. God damn it. Anyway, Hiyori, is probably... I don't think I like Hiyori. Hiyori is a pretty good character. In both her sassiness, in her lore and character, and in her gameplay. Yeah, the gameplay on the other hand though, I don't think it's bad, but she still doesn't break the also powerful crystallized mechanic. I don't really know what team I ran her with. I think it was Navia, I think. I'm not sure. God damn it. Anyway, Hiyori, I don't really have much to say. Yes, I'm not lying when she kinda directly power creep Albedo. But overall, Hiyori, I enjoyed her time with playing with Hiyori, and hopefully, but it's still not going to break the Geo mode really. Hopefully, we could really need someone who could finally utilize Geo at the fullest. But for the time being, I think I'll just run Hiyori with I guess Arataki Ito, because if you want to use Hiyori at her fullest, you need another you would need a Geo construct, and Navia doesn't have Geo constructs. Then whatever. Let's just move on to the next one. Arlecchino. Wow, a mommy character. You know, I'm surprised they started releasing mommy characters this late. And yes, I think I forgot Shan Yun. But darn it. Okay, don't get me wrong. Okay, I don't find Navia to be a mommy character. Because despite her model, she doesn't really scream the mommy dummy type, you know. And Shan Yun, although definitely has motherly characteristics, I just forgot to mention. My argument is that she's not a Fontaine character technically. Like Arlecchino is technically a Fontaine character. Anyway, enough of that. Let's focus on Arlecchino. When I played her in her test in a testing domain, like the free to try stuff, Arlecchino was pretty strong. In fact, when I used her in Imaginary Theatrum, she was also really strong there too. Even for a dev made build, which usually sucks. But I didn't really pull for Arlecchino because of the simple fact that I do not need another Pyro DPS. That is it. I already have Yanfei. Yanfei is good. I already have Hu Tao. Hu Tao is good. I am not pulling for another Pyro DPS. Yes, they're kinda outdated, but who cares, bro? Who cares? I think they're still optimal even to this very day. Arlecchino, on the other hand, not interested in her kit. Her character is pretty interesting though, like the various promotional material. Holy crap! But still not interested enough to pull for her. Chlorine, Electro DPS. Have I mentioned that I already have Raiden? Have I mentioned I already have Yaimiko? Look, I don't hate Chlorine. As a character, and her kit is pretty interesting. I think she would work well with Yunjin because, well, I don't know if her skill counts as normal attack damage, but I don't know. I didn't really pay too much attention. But you know, Chlorine as a character I think she's strong, at least based on my limited experience, really. But again, not enough to make me pull for her. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Chlorine. I just don't need another electric character. I'm not interested with a character like her. And her gameplay, while interesting, isn't really enough to capture me. Next is Cethos, which is going to be in my backlog because we got him for free. I don't know. Yes, we did get him for free. But even then, I'm just gonna put him in the backlog. I think he works well with Dendro. How do you say this again? What's the theme again for Dendro and Electro? What's the term for Dendro and Electro reaction? Catalyze, was it? I forgot. Let me search it up. Dendro reaction. Let's see. Catalyze. Yeah, it's catalyze. So, yeah. Based on my limited gameplay with him, though, Cetos, charge attack, what have you. Interesting. He's facing. I think he's the first 4-star to have a really 4-star bow with a really unique charge attack. But I'm just waiting for a good team for him. And unfortunately, Emily, despite being Dendro, doesn't work well. Or you're forced to not use Emily in catalyzed Electro Dendro teams. So for the time being, Sexos will be in a backlog until I can find a suitable team for him. Let's move on to, oh my god. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this character. Hey! You know what we need? Another Hydro Healer. Yes. You know what we also need? Another Lolly Healer. Look, I don't care. I think Sageween has some buffing, team buff stuff, and I know she's a burst healer, but like, I don't know, man. Like, what the hell, man? Like it's strange too because in HSR we got Jiao Shu, who's supposed to be in lore a healer, but in his kit he's supposed to be a debuffer to the enemies. But here, why couldn't this just do it with it? I get it. Her lore is that she fixes the team. But oh my god, Hoyoverse, we do not need another Hydro Lolly healer. We do not need another Hydro healer or a Lolly healer. I don't know. I'll just move on to the next character. Emily. I have built Emily. She's pretty strong. She dealt like 50k at some point. But it sucks that she doesn't seem to work well. She is forced to not be used with Electro Dendro teams, and that kind of sucks, really. But I'm not too distraught about it because I am distraught. Like, I don't have a proper team for Emily that could utilize Emily to her fullest potential. Now I don't really have much of a opinion on Emily. Like, yeah, she's strong, but I can't really use her properly yet. Now, I have heard that in the future versions, we might be able to use Emily properly. Like, she's good with burning teams due to Natlan being a nation of fire, what have you. Yeah. For now, that's going to be the last character. Wait, there's still one unit that I have to be talking about? Oh, I see who we're talking about. HMC is one of the strongest support build units in Honkai Star Rail, mainly because he pretty much enables a counter to one of the biggest weaknesses in break teams, and that is Super Break. And that on its own is pretty strong, mainly because he enables a counter to one of the biggest weaknesses in break teams, and that is Super Break, where the enemy loses their toughness, and then any other hit will be converted into Super Break based on the unit's break effect. Wait, we were supposed to be talking about Genshin Impact, right? Oh, right, that HMC. I thought we were talking about Harmony Trailblazer, not Hydro Traveler. Hydro Traveler. What the hell? I don't understand, man. What the hell were they thinking when they made Hydro Traveler? Not only his animations are just bad, his kit is just bad, and then there's nothing I can say about Hydro Traveler except that he sucks. Which also sucks that the previous Traveler unit, which is Dendro Traveler, who is pretty much a decent Dendro unit is pretty good. Like, not amazing, not Nahida levels is amazing, but pretty good. Hydro Traveler, on the other hand, hey, at least we have lore confirmation that Hydro's powers are based off these sovereigns, the elemental sovereigns, the dragons. That doesn't mean that his kit is good. His kit sucks, and I think it's interesting to point out that for the next version, I don't think we're getting Pyro Traveler really soon. I don't know what Hoyoverse is doing, but hopefully they're cooking something. They're cooking something good for Pyro Traveler. And that's all the units characters for this region. For the next region, Natlan, I don't really have much interesting to say. Now, I have heard that Kinich might be a good character for Emily, but for now, I'm just gonna hold off and let's wait and see. It might be another case of I'm not pulling for much characters, but maybe that'll change. Maybe I'll pull for a lot more characters than what I did in Sumeru. For now, thank you for watching. See you on the next update, guys. Goodbye.